So I think 2027 and beyond is kind of one big question. So if this seems like multiple small questions, it's part of that one big question. So the first is the list of options that you presented in the survey didn't mention Europe. I don't know if that's something that you eliminated early for the same reason that Alaska is not feasible, or if you were just concerned that like the airfare costs of the attendees would be so high.
Yeah, same thing. We didn't price Europe because we already knew from the past. And yeah, for sure, the airfare is actually a huge factor for a lot of people. So that's the sort of thing that maybe in the future we might do a smaller event, that kind of thing. But as far as JoCo Cruise, unless demand was 100 times larger, yeah, I can't imagine we'd be able to.
And then the second part of that is, we know you have a good relationship with HAL. You're a very complicated charter, and they have a charter department that is capable of dealing with that, but you also have specific requirements you want to meet on boat size, and there are only so many boats that HAL has that fit that. Have you looked at, like, do you get sort of an in with the other members of, say, the Carnival group, like Princess or like Carnival themselves, in terms of running charters from having run with HAL, or do those departments not mix? Or had you considered, potentially maybe further out than 2027 because you have to plan far ahead? I know that MSC's Musica class ships have a 2,500 capacity for passengers and 1,200 plus capacity for their theater, so that is the sweet spot that you like for being able to do red team and gold team. But you have no history of running a charter with them, so I don't know it. Had you considered that, like, if where All in America is deploying their ships doesn't work out for you, would you have to change lines, or just?
Yeah, I mean, all of these options are on the table, and I mean, you said it yourself. It's what we do is so complicated. I mean, this is the most complicated charter that they see. I mean, there's so many charters where it's just like you show up and there are a bunch of blues bands playing, and that's it, and that's the plan, And I'm really jealous of the people who run that, because that seems very easy.
If for no other reason, they've got an easy answer when somebody asks, what kind of cruise is it?
And so because we have taken on as our goal to have this complex, beautiful, ever-evolving thing, when we get feedback about this space is not working for us, we need more room for this, there's this new thing that we want to do, what happens over time is we have sort of evolved to fit the shape of this container, not perfectly, but pretty tightly. And so to move to it, absolutely we consider that when we look at options, but to move to a different ship shape within Holland America would completely sort of wipe the chessboard clean, and we have to sort of redo that puzzle, which is not to say that we wouldn't want to do it, but it's one of the factors that makes that not as easy a thing to just do, because we feel like we are caretakers of this thing, and if we were to blithely say, well, that's a much better solution, and then we discover that, oh, well, now we've really screwed over the crafting people because now we don't have a space. We don't want to end up in that kind of situation. So we have to just proceed carefully in that direction. But yeah, that's absolutely part of what we think about.
And there's also a huge risk, especially to going up in size. So the New Amsterdam is around 2,100 passengers. Even if we're to stay on Holland America, and this is one of the options we're looking at, is going up to the next size, which is about 2,600. That would be a massive risk. That's about 30% more. We don't know, 2026 bookings are going great, but we don't know how much of that this is going to be a special year, I'm going to make an exception and come 2 years in a row. We almost got wiped out in 2018 because so many people came from 2017, we thought, great, we made it, and there was a retraction. So with the larger ship, it's a risk because we have to either decide, okay, let's lower the price to get more people on, but if we do that and don't hit our numbers, we're gone. If we say, okay, let's count on having fewer people and raise the price, then we might price out too many people and we're gone. So we have to have a very firm sense of what the demand is, and there's never a clear answer on that.
And of course, by the time you see that bookings are going good, it's too late to pick a bigger ship.
That's right, exactly.
We're doing this 18 months to 2 years in advance.
Yeah. Right, and I guess like, we're all thinking of like, oh man, 2 years is a long time in advance to be planning this, but like it takes 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.